What up? What up? Welcome to another episode of 94 Feet with Coach JT, man. I'm in the newly revamped 360 radio station, man. Come in, it's dope in here today. Do me a favor, subscribe to the show, leave a like, please comment. Let me know what you think as I continue to grow and just add to this podcast and keep putting SAC on the map, but also just being a bridge, a lifeline for somebody, giving some knowledge, but also giving some free game out to everybody who's listening. But this week is a special week, man. It's been a whole year and a half, probably since, maybe 2 years since it happened. But even to get this started, before I introduce my guest, though, I know we live on the air. This is last minute for me, but I'm going to play something real quick. Hopefully y'all get this. My guest, when I introduce him, she might not like it, but from my other home team guest, he going to like this. Y'all listen up.
Yeah.
We already starting.
Yeah.
I'm going to let this just sit here for a minute, man. This Saturday, Alcorn State University versus Jackson State Tigers in Jacktown. It's about to go down. Hey, just so y'all know, It's Alcorn versus J-State. To my left, I'm gonna start right to my middle. I'm gonna let the lady of the room, the guest tonight, introduce herself first. Then the gentleman to my left. Go ahead, take it away.
Well, I'm personally known as Coach Goody Giving Game. That is me, the J-State Alumni 2012. 2012.
Jaylen, what's up?
What's up, y'all? My name is Jaylen Walker. I'm also a coach, Coach Jaylen, Coach Walker. I'm happy to be here, man.
Jaylen got a smooth voice on now, very white, but I think we finna turn up real quick. So, before we get too much into this SWAC life, this football game Saturday, Lauren, you and I did an interview already once I started this journey. Quick, appreciate you, got into it, gave a little game on just the HBCU love, but Jaylen, since this is our first time getting together, bro, and again, you being from the home team, let's talk just Sacramento for you, though, in general, man. Where did you grow up at? What middle school, high school did you attend?
So I grew up in Rosemont. I went to Albert Einstein Middle School, and then eventually I went to Christian Brothers. Christian Brothers was not my first option, man. I was really supposed to go to Rosemont when it was first built. My older brother, he was the first class to graduate from Rosemont. So I was going to keep the tradition, but
yeah.
My mom, she wanted to get me out, out of that nonsense, violence and all that stuff. So
yeah.
She took me to the private school. I like I said, I didn't know nothing about Christian Brothers till like the last minute. And I was like, where is that at?
Yeah.
It's in the middle of Oak Park. I said, what?
Yeah.
But Christian Brothers was spent 4 years there. Played football, basketball, ran a little bit of track, but football was my main sport.
Okay.
I was getting a lot of looks from D1 colleges, especially in the Pac-12, especially like Stanford, Arizona State, and Berkeley.
Yeah.
But all that went away. Some things happened. In that span, my senior year, it was a tough time. Emotionally, it was a really tough time. It was an incident. My mom, she worked her tail off.
Okay.
Busted her tail, and she hoped for the best. But, things didn't happen. And then, that summertime after graduation, sitting on the couch thinking what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Am I going to go to, ARC or Sac City? But, Alcorn State called. At the time, the head coach was Coach Hobson.
Yeah.
Jay Hobson. Man, he gave me an opportunity, man. He said, look, it was the first one phone call. It was not once, it was not twice, not three times. One phone call. He said, "Look, we're gonna offer you right here, right now."
Making that so, I mean, you jump right on in it, man. So
yeah.
I like it though.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Give us the story.
That's why we're here, right?
Yeah,
but also to hopefully inspire somebody else, bro. But Lauren has a story. We all got a story.
Right.
But and Lauren, you can answer these questions too, outside of you and Jay, just about the adversity part of life period. As a high school student, what are some of the things that you would say that are so different from when you guys went through that than the kids may have to deal with now?
Ooh, it was crazy while you were talking about Christian Brothers. So a funny story. Let's loosen the table up a little bit. So my mom really didn't care about where I went to school at. She was all academics. Either where you go, you're gonna be academically savvy. So my dad. we got a little money, just a little bit. So my dad was like, hey, I want you to go to Christian Brothers. So he signs me up to take the placement test at Christian Brothers. Mm-hmm. So in my mind at that time, I was already practicing at Sac High. I was training at Sac High. I was working with the freshman coach. And so I'm like, bro, I'm going to Sac High. Like, what are you talking about, Christian Brothers?
Right, yeah.
Christian Brothers. I kid you not. I go in there, I literally write C for every answer on the test.
So you rigged your test, basically.
I rigged my test, and I came from a gate program. So speaking to that, a big draw and attraction for myself was as being an articulate, smart kid with one of the most diverse cities, in the country. Mm-hmm. There wasn't a lot of kids that looked like me, and so when Jackson State called and I got an opportunity to go to their campus, it just blew my mind to see, the dumbest student in the class and the smartest student in the class was black. That was powerful.
Everything.
Everything was just it was a space of comfort. And so a big thing about it is I think more so our California kids now, they're taught from elementary school to go to Cal, to go to Stanford, to go to UCLA. Yeah. That's just the trajectory, and I get it based off economics, right? If we understand economics, it makes sense to send your kids and keep them in state. But also, I think there is this black movement for kids, and I think more people like us sitting at this table, giving them experiences and confidence.
Push that envelope for sure.
Yeah, that experience and that confidence, not only how it empowered us as black people, but how it enhanced us as athletes. So I think platforms like this and more opportunities of us telling our story opens up. But I think this group is yearning for it. They just don't have a perspective of it. They don't have enough examples of it. And I don't think we had any examples at all. We just kind of we want the bag. Yeah. I heard D1, I said, I'm coming. Let me see what it's looking like.
Jaylen, when you, after Hobbs made that call to you, did you even take a visit, or it was just at that point, I'm just gonna go? Cause hey, bro, I know.
What stage was it?
Well, man, so I took classes at ARC. That summer. And I was practicing with ARC.
So this is after graduation.
This is after graduation. It was right off the bat. So soon as I graduated, I was on the practice field with ARC.
Wow.
And don't get me wrong, that team that
loaded
that
probably.
year,
I'm sure they was loaded.
Man, they was loaded. They had some
been good
talent. I mean, it was enough, to be on that Netflix show.
Yeah,
last
absolutely.
It was enough. It was enough to do it. But I'm coming as a freshman. Everybody, they hungry. Everybody dogs out there. So, but I did take some classes and stuff. But like I said, he told me he wants to offer me around on the spot.
What made him call you? How did he come across your name? If you don't mind me asking?
Crazy thing, I had a highlight tape.
I was about to ask you about them numbers at CB, bro. I seen.
He's younger than us, so
yeah.
Okay, so so I had a highlight tape. This guy from LA, he made the highlight tape. So Under the Radar.
I know who they are. Yeah.
So I didn't know about it. I did not know about the highlight tape. This guy.
He put together a clip for you.
Put together a whole highlight clip.
Put you on. That's what's up.
That's love right there.
And then I think last time I checked, I had 2,000 views.
Okay.
Wow.
I didn't know people were still watching it. And I was like, dang.
So he saw you off a highlight.
No. I mean, I already had, it was filming out there, game film and stuff. But this guy really, sold me. And, I was getting a lot of calls, but Alcorn, they said we're going to give you the off-round
They
spot.
weren't playing.
That's what's
what
up.
was them numbers like? I guess put the numbers perspective.
Yeah.
Football season at CB, because what it look like for you?
So my good friend Eddie, nice guy, he basically said in about 22, 23 games, it took I had about over 1,000 yards. I didn't score that much though, but
what position?
Receiver.
Okay.
Yeah, but it took me less games than some of the other guys that had the most receiving yards than I did. So at the time I was done at CB, I was number one receiver.
Wow.
Okay. Efficient.
Yeah, efficient.
That's dope.
So I was like a top 5 athlete coming out of Sacramento, and everybody was asking where's Jaylen Walker gonna go. Yeah. And I couldn't give them an answer. All the D1 schools backed off. All the UCs, everybody backed off. So I was.
And do you know? Just a quick question. Do you know why they backed off? What was the reason why?
It was an incident with my head coach. You know, when you think people, you know, is with you, supportive, you know, you just being used, you know, just to, you know, help them get by. It left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
Especially with, you know, my parents. You know, my parents really worked hard. You know, we didn't have much.
Yeah.
And so, you know, he was telling, you know, the recruiters, you know, some things that, you know, I wasn't aware of. You know, they said told him I had attitude, and you know, I wouldn't be coachable, but at the same time, you know, I'm always showing love. You know, I never, you know, stepped on anybody's toes, and a lot of people can vouch. And you know, when you know, the person that heard it was my counselor. He heard the conversation that the head coach was giving.
How did you? Again, we talk adversity on the show all the time, right?
Yeah.
The kids need to know it. Athletes, we go through it because you're doing multiple things, multitasking, student athlete, whatever you want. So after that doesn't happen for you, like you said, you lose those offers. It happens all the time. But what keeps you motivated at that point to say, you know what, I'm going to get somewhere or make something happen for myself? The
main, you know, as a kid, you know, we all had dreams and goals, aspirations, man. And you know, I told myself I'm going to go to the NFL, you know, no matter what. And every day, you know, as a kid, man, as a teenager, I was waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, go run, go work out, you know, trying to be, you know, a better person than I can. You know, yes, I lost friends on the way because I was trying to reach a goal, you know, and people couldn't respect that. And my pops always said this, you know, if they can't respect that, they're not your friend.
Facts.
Absolutely.
Shout out, yeah, that's what's up.
And that you know, and that stuck with me. And so it was just the demeanor that I had, you know, after, you know, everything that, you know, transpired, you know, with the coach and, you know, all the schools that went away. And I was just like, man, you know, do I just quit? You know, do I just go to school or something or get a job? You know, what do I do? And, you know, my parents asked, well, do you want to play football? And I was like, yeah, no doubt.
That's the one thing for sure, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
yeah, that's great.
And, you know, I was like, yeah. And so, you know, like, well, ARC was like, you know, come out and, you know, come out there and play. And I was like, all right, cool. Pulled up. I'm a freshman. Man, you know, the older guys like, man, who's freshman?
Yeah, of course.
And I was starting. right off the bat. And man, it was some hostility going on, man.
That means a lot going in the ARC in the last 10.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that means a lot.
Yeah, I was starting too. I was like, man.
That's what's up though.
But, you know, like I said, Alcorn called. And like I said, so
did it surprise you that they called you?
Yes.
Was it like, okay, because just my experience, right? So I went to a tournament in Memphis. I went to the Nike TLC in Memphis.
Okay, cool.
And, like, I'm just balling. You know what I'm saying? This is my last summer. I got an opportunity to play. But I'm just like, this is all I got. My mom has put the max on this, right? And so I'm playing in a game, and I remember a couple coaches there. But I remember more so, like, there was the team we're playing against was from Texas. And the dad had, I literally kid you not, he had Jackson State. He probably had Jackson State socks on. Like, he had literally everything from head to toe Jackson State. Nothing with his team affiliation.
Right.
And so then I remember that encounter with that team. And then I remember, like, as soon as recruiting opened up, they called me. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, who is Jackson State? No offense. Who is Jackson State? Right. Where is Jackson State? Like, so how was that feeling when, like, Alcorn called you? Was there questions, or was it like, I'm in desperation, so I don't care who called me at this point? It was
very desperate. I was, you know, I had that mindset of, and this is what kids nowadays had. They had that, you know, is it D1 or nothing? I had that mindset, you know, because it was a lot of expectations of me, you know.
Pressure.
I got another question for you too.
It was pressure. It was a lot of pressure, man.
Let me ask you this, Jado. And Lauren too, just initially. When you guys both initially accepted those offers, what's the first? Was it relief? Was it thankfulness? Let me thank God. Or what was it when you signed your name on that line, or agreed to sign your name on that line? What was that feeling like?
I think the feeling started when I committed. So back then when we played, there was a thing called Super 60. on Sundays. And we used to play every Sunday. It was like a open gym pretty much for all the high schools. We came together. The best players came together. Yeah. So I'll never forget me and my best friend, Quenisha Turner. We both went on our visits at the same time. I went to Jackson State, and she went to IUPUI in Indiana. And I remember us talking that whole weekend. Like, I kid you not, the first night I was like, Mom, I'm signing. I just need them to offer. I was in love.
Before the offer.
Before the offer. I was just like, when we leave, I'm going to make them want to sign me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And so I was already talking to the other recruits like, hey, look, we come here, man. We can really do some things. I was a leader. That's just how I was. So when they offered me at the airport, I came back that afternoon and I had a game. And when I tell you I showed out, I came in all Jackson State gear. I remember warming up with my Jackson State shirt on. Like, it was a statement. Like, nobody knew who we were. And the more thing, like you spoke to, like, and I feel like our generation kind of created that, is like, it was D1 or bust.
Yeah.
And what I could say over every other senior in my class is, because only 3 girls signed my senior year, D1. I'm going D1.
Yeah.
And y'all don't know how black and the berry sweeter the juice it is over there. Like, not only was I in love with the university and the culture, but I was just like, bro. And so since I committed verbally to them, every day when I was in California, I wanted to show them this is what Jackson State is about. Sure. This is why I'm committing there. And not only did they win the SWAC championship when I went there the previous year, so that gave me more motivation to put up numbers and to show out. So it was before I signed on the dotted line. Like, I was 100% invested in. I believed in the university. I believed in everything that they talked about, but also proving everybody here how Jackson State is a better university.
What about you, Jay?
Man, I was literally scratching my head. I was like, man, what? Like,
did you know where Alcorn was at?
No, at first. No, I did not, man. History-wise, growing up, man, I was not paying attention to no black colleges, man. Like I said, I was so used to watching USC and UCLA. I was watching Reggie Bush and them, getting down and boogie back in, SC, So I was
Texas,
like,
all them schools.
Yeah, Tech, man. I was just like, man, I got to go to one of them schools.
Right.
Yeah.
And, man, I got that 601 number card. Who is this?
Something special about that 601. I ain't going to lie. It's dear to my heart.
Yeah. So I didn't get no visit.
Wow.
You just showed up.
Man,
please tell me the culture shock when you pulled up to
Man, so before I left, Dad was like, what you want to do? And I was like, he's like, either you want to stay home or go out there. I said,
I'm gone.
You know what? I'm gonna go. Okay. I'm gonna go. I was.
You had to give it a try.
So
you had to give it a try.
Come on now.
So you go. You ready to go? You say your goodbyes. Did your parents go with you? Anybody go with you?
Yeah, my mom did.
Okay, so you and moms get off the plane in Jackson, right?
Snaps.
That was a funny trip.
You got the plane in Jackson.
You enter where?
Yeah, we went to Jackson.
First?
But then you go through Jackson to get to the. You know what I'm saying? Take that road, right?
Road. You got to take that road.
You get to the stretch, bro. What's the first thing on your mind before you make that right turn? Because when I did, like, my grandma, my mom from Natchez,
please tell me your experience. Because I had to get it on travel trip. That was the first time I experienced
get this, though. So my mom and them
yours.
is from Natchez, Mississippi. My grandma from Dollar Rosso, grandpa from Natchez. So I've been back and forth growing up. I had been there, but never as a young adult, whatever, college student to live, right? So what's it like for you going down that getting to the stretch, making that right turn, and taking that long? Because at first I was like,
tell me yours first.
I went to school though. Okay, so I went to school. I was going to the city, went to Menlo for a little visit. I'm like, I'm not going to Menlo, maybe, whatever, didn't work out. My mom, this is how mom put you on, right? She went to school with the head coach. She was like, hey, my son's 6'3", 6'4". I said, Mom.
She fabricated.
Man, did she?
She gave you your basketball height with your shoes on.
With my shoes on. But then, so I get there, but Alpha Love and Strength down south. Just come out. You can earn a scholarship, though. I was like, for me, not an issue. I'll walk on, not a problem. But I get there to the stretch. I went to the stretch. I got the stretch, though, and I'm like, there's no lights, no street lights. For like hella miles. We ride right, and then it's like, boom. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going. I swear, no lie. The first month maybe, because it wasn't football game didn't start yet. It just started. We have a game yet. I was like, damn, I might want to go home. But I was like, I ended up meeting one of my best friends this day, Terry Large, my dog from Durant, Mississippi. Man, this is my dog for real. If you know me,
gotta
that's
be
my
friends
dog.
with somebody from Mississippi. That's key to making you love Mississippi.
But for real, I was like, damn. But from here, right? Okay, either come home. Or you stay there. I was like,
he wasn't doing that.
After that, I said after I got adjusted a little bit, 30 days,
Yeah.
But I had to call my boy. I said, boy, y'all would not believe where the hell I'm at, though. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I look like an old
no service, huh?
Right.
No, it is on a plantation.
No, it is an
formerly
old
owned
plantation.
Yeah, it was.
And
It
it's
was.
literally a university
And
and
fields, grass, and trailer homes.
How was it for you?
So we stayed the night in Vicksburg.
That was a disappointment.
So Vicksburg is big as, for those listening, Vicksburg maybe big as Stockton, maybe a little smaller than
Yeah, I
Stockton.
would say about the size of Stockton.
But just about 4 or 5 restaurants and a strip mall. But now it's a
Nothing
little
in
bigger.
the South has more than 5. So if you're out of the city, like the capital,
Oh,
or
here
the
we
biggest
go.
known city, Gulfport or something like that.
Yeah, on the
if you're
coast.
not in something like big,
Everything is small.
everything is like 2 stoplights, 5 stop.
Yeah.
That's just how
Facts.
Mississippi is. It's a lot of land.
Unless you're in a Starkville.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
like that's what I'm saying. Like unless
the
you're
main
in like
city,
a main city or you're in one of the major universities, like
Yeah.
where Delta State is, Mississippi State, Ole
Right.
Miss,
Ole
which
Miss.
is still. I know y'all
Mississippi.
didn't know I played there.
Still
Ole Miss
Mississippi.
or Mississippi State, because
Yeah.
I played at both.
It's still Mississippi.
It's still university and trees
Right.
filled. Like you're gonna have a long
Yeah.
discovery. So like for me, we went out there, we flew out there for my visit. But when I went to school, I came from Chicago first because my family's originally from Chicago. So my family was like, I'm the first great grand to go to college. And so my family was very excited. They wanted to come down with us to the visit. But that was the first time I drove around Mississippi.
Wow.
So from Chicago to
Man,
Mississippi
I hit that bus ride too one time.
is 10 hours.
Yeah.
And so people from the Midwest, they're naturally from the South,
Hit the
right? And
slab.
so they're used to hitting that and doing it. But when I tell you we got on that road and it was just trees and trees and more trees and more trees and then some more trees and then the raggediest roads you can think of.
2-lane highways.
Jackson has more potholes,
Potholes,
more
man.
cracks, more divots, more road construction. Now we
You
made
got a
some
small
improvements
car,
this
good luck.
homecoming, but baby, my neck was still
Yeah.
in repairment from just driving.
Yeah.
And then you drive another long road to get to the university. So it was a lot of like.
Yeah.
This is a lot. Now, I will say the one thing, I don't know if for y'all, but like it balanced me out because I'm from Northern California. I'm not from SoCal.
Right.
I'm from here, Sacramento. So like I'm used to being in Nevada. I'm used to being in Winewood country. I'm used to like, that nature-y
It wasn't
vibe.
nothing.
It wasn't too different, but it was
Right.
a lot of trees, a lot of field.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jay, what was mom's expectation down there when y'all got there and saw that? You and mom.
We was like, did we pick the wrong choice?
The wrong what? The wrong choice?
The wrong choice.
Oh.
So we was at a McDonald's. In
Wasn't
Vicksburg.
near the school.
It was by Walmart
Yeah, it was by the Walmart. Yep.
in Vicksburg for sure.
Vic-
I was like,
Vicksburg.
y'all had to be in Vicksburg because
Of
there
course.
ain't no Walmart by Alcorn.
You gotta go
No.
past it. Get the nachos.
And the lady, this young lady, she was taking our order, and I just bust out laughing.
She knew y'all wasn't from there.
I said, Ma, why she talking like that?
Oh, she was country.
She was country.
Yeah,
I
that
was-
country.
My mom was like, boy, you don't laugh. You don't laugh at people like that. I said,
Yeah.
why she talking like that? But now I got a little bit of,
Yeah.
the
I can
Southern
still hear it
accent.
in you though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I still hear it
yeah.
in you for sure.
For
But
sure.
my first, man, so we stayed at the hotel that morning. This was in summertime. That morning, I didn't realize how hot it was.
That humidity.
Humid.
Boy.
Boy, I felt like
You
I
got
couldn't
asthma?
breathe. No. I felt like I could not breathe.
might
I
not.
said,
You talking
"Ain't
to
no
an
way."
asthmatic right here. I kid you not, on my recruiting visit, I felt so embarrassed. My mom had an asthma attack,
Oh.
Oh, man.
literally from the humidity.
Yeah.
And my coach, like, that's how I knew I was going to go there because my coach took care of us. Got the university plug, so
Show
she got
some
her
love.
everything she needed. But, like, it was that humid out
Yeah.
there, so I know it was a difference.
Oh, man, she talking about get dressed, put on some jeans and a nice T-shirt. Man, I was in tank top and shorts. I was
Shorts.
playing with me.
Bro, it didn't matter. Hey, so going there to play ball, bro, not knowing the expectation, not knowing the history as of yet,
Yeah.
bro, you go right in there and y'all get to work.
Get to work.
Like y'all get to work. I mean,
the
like
visit?
I said, I'm sorry. As
Nah,
far as
this-
once he committed, once he
Oh, you
started
committed
going to
there.
school there,
Yeah, yeah.
you go in and get to work.
Yep.
Your freshman year,
Yep.
what was that like, man? What was that like? for you?
So the first day, I met the coaches. It was people on the campus already knew me
Oh yeah,
from the
You're
administration.
from California.
facts.
And they was like, oh, you must be Mr. Walker. I
Big
was
time.
like, what?
Big time.
You're from California.
He's that guy,
that
though.
tag is on you.
But he
So-
was that guy.
So I got there. They was like, "Oh, so you staying in Rebels?"
Hey,
I was like,
everybody can't. Hey, I had to stay in men's tower for a year. I was like,
"Oh,
it's
you was in men's tower,
man.
oh, man. Oh,
Basketball's
man.
on the sixth floor, on the top floor. Oh yeah, I was like, but Rebels was for the guys, the little bit smarter guys, or guys in other programs, or the guys who had to plug. You had to know somebody. You know that.
Yeah,
at
course.
HBCU, you got to know somebody who knows somebody to get what you want.
So Rebels. So I got. Now I was in the administration building. So I'm like, oh yeah, they gave me a scholarship to Alcorn. She was like, it's
Alcorn, baby. Don't mess it up, baby.
I was like,
get it right.
You came with that Cali proper. Alcorn. They was like, get that out of here.
I was like, so is there 2 L's?
1 L, baby.
It was 1 L.
1 L.
Man, she got an attitude with me. I said, okay.
They take it seriously.
I was like, man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disrespect no nothing. She's like, oh no, it's okay, sweetie. And she's like, you staying in Rebels. So, man, Rebels looked like the for real projects, man. It looked like, man, they selling.
But Jay, you know what Rebels look like, but you also know what Men's Tower looked like, bro. They just tore it down. Men's Tower was like...
Yeah, they showed me the pictures, man.
The Wire. The Wire.
Absolutely.
Men's Tower was the Wire. You had to send notes down a little road.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Come on now. So Rebels would step up.
I think every HBCU was set up like that.
It had something like that before, but now I will say they've upgraded or knocked down buildings or putting new money into it.
Major advancements now. For sure.
The new dorms and all that. But my experience at Rebels was bad, man.
Jay, when I got there, I said, "Wait, the guys all with the." I said, "Where's the opposite? Where's the women at? Oh, on the other side.
on the other side.
At Alcorn, you got to take a 10, 20 minute walk.
10, 20 minute walk. You right.
To get to the other side to go even see any women if they're outside of you know what I'm saying, the gym. And
everything
stuff
is separated.
Yeah, the old gym.
Old gym.
Yeah, and they said I had a roommate. So I'm like, okay, cool. He's already on the football team.
Okay.
So, but he doesn't know me. He doesn't know that he gonna have a roommate. Man, so me and my mom, man, we walked in there.
Defeated.
Man, I opened that door.
That room about big as small.
Yeah, about small.
About the same size.
Small in here, man. And twin size beds. So
of course.
The twins.
The long twin.
I mean, but it was.
Did you get the long twin?
Man, it was hard. It was hard like this, dog.
That mattress taking
so I walk in there, and he playing the game. He laid down and stuff. He playing the game, and I was like, "What's up?" I didn't realize how dirty it was.
Mom didn't come in there and take over.
His clothes was on
your
my side.
Oh, he was just filthy.
I seen drawers. All that. I said, man, ain't no way. I said, ain't no way, man.
Crazy.
Was that the first time you had a roommate?
Yes.
Okay.
Very first time.
So that was a very good experience.
Well, I would say when we went to St. Mary's College to go scrimmage back in high school.
Yeah.
We had roommates.
But it's your first time living situation.
Living situation.
Yes.
But I don't know the dude.
Yes, living situation.
And mom is leaving.
Yes. And she was just like, oh no.
So my auntie, man, you gotta get a lock for your trunk. Lock your trunk up. Lock your stuff up. Cause you'll know. I was like, you dang right. But end up one of them times somebody took my roommate stuff. I had a lock on mine, and I was like, ooh. Took his PS, whatever. Back then, PS2s was out. That's how.
Right.
Did everybody from Cali get? Because I got my window busted in. My junior year when I got my car.
No, we don't want to talk about all them situations.
They busted my back window. Didn't steal a thing. Because when they opened the trunk, it wasn't nothing but basketball shoes, basketball shorts, tights. They didn't take nothing. But I don't know that the Cali attraction kind of.
Did you get a nickname, Jay, when you got on campus instantly, or what? Or was it just Cali from the dough?
Yeah, it was Cali.
Always.
Well, actually, my homeboy Zach, he was with me for a little bit. Then he transferred to Reno.
Okay.
So we was both in there. We was both Cali. You know. They was like, so you stay in LA, you Hollywood?
Think LA all the time. Bro.
Everybody is from LA.
So
if you go to
HBCU. Me and my homeboy Zach was playing. I was like, yeah. Matter of fact, our neighbor's Chris Brown. They was like, what? I was like, yeah.
You better cut it out.
Chris Brown. They probably believed it too, though.
Yeah, they did.
That's crazy.
But man, Rebel was bad, dog.
Yeah.
I got robbed too, man. My mom sent some packages, man. Like the little
care packages.
Yeah, care packages was essential.
She sent the noodle, the candy, the Gatorade, man. So that same day I got it, it's the same day I got robbed.
Oh,
you didn't even get to crack the box.
No, I did not.
You did not get to see nothing, and that was a struggle bus right there. So mom was like, I'm about to see you next month.
So I was playing. I was at the old gym hooping. Man,
Classic.
I'm on an 8-game winning streak.
You ready to go home and get the snack?
Yeah, I was like, man. Now I open that door, everything was gone. I was like, nah.
Question:
bro.
Did they ever act like? Did they try to get you to play basketball while you was out there?
Nah.
No, just football.
Just football.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough at that, those levels to do two things.
Yeah.
It's demanding, and they want you to be in.
Yeah.
He good. And before we get into this, well, actually, no, we'll talk about it now. But Jay, how many rings did y'all win in a row while you was there?
So we won the two.
Two in a row, right?
We won 2, lost 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So the 2 that we lost was against Grambling back to back.
Yeah.
But the two that we won was against Southern and Grambling.
Yeah.
But we were 6-time SWAC East champs though.
Absolutely.
That's a given.
Hold on. Pause. That's not a given.
Hey, when I say 6 times, I mean we did not crack.
Listen, you know what? I am not the type of fan that's ignorant to sports, right? Because I'm a sports fan first.
Yes.
I respect the moves that y'all make. I watch football. Come on, now I'm tapped into the swag.
That's what you do.
But I also, I say our university was in a bad situation. We was coming out of a bad situation.
Well, you can tell the dynamics.
We was coming out of it because you got to think when I was in school, we were losing scholarships because we weren't graduating kids. Like everybody thought they was going to the NFL. So we were getting all these transfers from Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Delta, and then they were coming, playing for a little stint, and then leaving. So my junior year, I think they lost like 15 scholarships. That's impactful to a program.
Yes.
We also lost our president. That's impactful to a program.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm trying to get these high school kids to understand that too, these principals to understand that, these ADs. Like, when you have such a turnover rate, what culture and philosophy do we believe in?
Facts.
I'm not making an excuse because y'all are very talented programs.
But it's
beat our heads in. I'm not going to deny that.
So let me ask you this: Did you have more than? So you had more than one president? No, in your time there.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I had 2.
Yeah, we had. Yeah.
So I had my junior.
They had 2, I think. While
so
you
my
there,
freshman, sophomore year, and then my junior and senior year, I had different presidents.
So I think that's a big thing just in anything we do, right? Whether it's work for us, in the businesses we do, coaching in general, all 3 of us are coaching, just having consistent support around. That way people know stability, or in the program you're in, right? They can say, okay, they're consistent. I know what I'm getting. It's trustworthy because the buy-in is the biggest thing.
Absolutely.
If they rock with you, they'll rock. But if not, and it's work to give them the buy-in.
Yes.
It's work to give them the buy-in. But when it does come together, as we can see, the quick turnaround per Jackson State right now, it can shift as a matter of who you hire or who you bring along with you. I mean, as far as it goes. So, but also, and biggest thing in the buy-in, the kids have to trust what you're doing and see it beneficial outside of sports. I would want to think. I know the sports, the W's they like to win. We all like to win, right? The rings. But what about after the sport is done, or when you're done? What are you going to do with yourself afterwards?
You
right
know,
now?
Man, I had a talk with one of the coaches, Coach Thornton. He's still there.
Okay.
He's the defensive coordinator. Real down to earth, man. I respect him, man. Me and him had a few talks when I was at Alcorn, but you know, it was our last practice before the SWAC championship, my last year, and I told him, I said, hey man, I gotta get ready for the for the NFL. He was like, do you really think that's gonna happen? He was like, in your honest, in your truthful heart, do you really think that's gonna happen? I said, yeah. I said, do you have a second option? I said, well, I get my bachelor's in sports management. He was like, well, why not try to start your own business? Because you never know when it's going to end. And man, when we ran, so the championship was at the NRG Stadium in Houston, at Texas Stadium. And man, I was in that tunnel, and they were doing a countdown to everybody run out. Both teams run out. And in my mind, I'm like, dog, this can be it. I'm like, it was. I literally bust out in tears. I'm like, cause man, this can be it. This career is probably be over with. And I'm sitting there like, man, this might be it.
Well, that's the reality that we all need to also give our athletes we train and their parents as well.
Absolutely.
To help them just be knowledgeable about backup plans, other options to help them round their life out and have just more availability as an adult in the society. Because again, as we know, that time when it runs out, but it's about what's next and what they're going to do with themselves and how they carry themselves through that process. Because as we know, that's half the battle too, the relationships, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
You make them or you break them.
Yeah, I'd say I came in with a different perspective. I'm only 5'8", and I grew up in the toughest era, I feel like, of women's basketball. You know what I'm saying? The Pat Summer days, Gino on his rise, and so I think always in my perspective is like, I'm not going to the WNBA. You already knew reality. I'm not going to the WNBA. And I think that just like this generation has a totally different philosophy because it's more tangible. Yeah. Like, you got to think, I was alive the first year of the WNBA.
Yeah.
So you getting players from overseas, you getting, you know what I'm saying, scramble seasons for almost a point. I remember going to the Monarchs tryouts. Like, Mom, I'm going to make the team. My mom was like, bro, you're 5'8". Like, get out of here. But, like, so when I went into school, I had a culture shock because I was like, I'm going to study African-American studies. And they were like, what the hell is that? Like, that's not a real major here. Okay, you're going to have to go into this. I think they got me in the business mindset immediately, which attracted me, and they kind of led me in the right direction. And then I will say I was very persistent with school. Yes. And so I encourage all my athletes, like, have a firm stance in what you believe in. Yeah. Like, I know I'm looking at my minutes. I'm looking at how much time I'm playing. I'm looking at, you know what I'm saying, how many points I'm scoring, all this shit. And so, like, when I'm looking at it, I'm like, I need to go to this economics class. I need to go to this study group. Like, a lot of my teammates didn't like me because I would miss conditioning because I'm at this study group. Or, like, my grades were top priority, especially when I got that, like, let me get myself settled because I went to college and got out of control. So once I got my feet under myself, I always could lean on I was a great student, and I could build relationships with people that weren't athletes. Like, every single class I had homie, like, that could give me the notes.
Oh, yeah. You
or,
need
like,
that.
I was cool with I would tell my teacher off the rip, like, look, I'm an athlete. You might think I'm trash, but, like, I'm going to need you to help me get these grades right. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to come the extra hour, all that type of stuff. So I prioritized academics over athletics because I knew that's what I needed to follow.
So I think that's one of the biggest things too, the relationships with classmates, because again, and that's one thing about HBCUs, period. Once we're in that ground together, we walk that walk together, whether if you're successful at it or whenever you finish, right? It don't matter if you finish in 4 years, 10 years, you did it. It's like you locked in for life. People don't really realize that about, but HBCU love is a real thing.
Okay, so that means y'all felt the tension on campus when y'all lost.
Who?
Did y'all get confronted by professors and all that?
Like,
on campus when y'all was losing? Did y'all? Because they just as much as they supported us, like when we was losing, the teachers was like, "Hey,
they gonna talk about
I'm not giving you no pass, bro. Y'all just got smacked by Mississippi State." They was calling us on our stuff.
They will call. They will say it out loud in the classroom or on the side. Hey, what happened last night? I'm like, damn, I don't want to talk about it either, but you know that's what it is. Before we switch gears though, I want to shout out to the sponsors too. Smart Athletic Kids. Smart Athletic Kids, appreciate you. Clutch. This is a whole bunch of people that's supporting the podcast, man. Blueprints Events, Victory Sports Media. Everybody though, man. Just everybody's been supporting the show, myself, and just pushing me to keep going. Because as we know, right, anything we do, sometimes we get a little fatigued, a little tired, or we're trying to multitask right now. But this right here too keeps me going. The energy, the vibe is dope. Shout out to DJ Eddie and 360 Studio, man. Just keeping it dope in here, man. Upgrades every time I come in here. So like I said, man, y'all tap in with us.
Nice, man.
We rocking it, man.
It's legit. I ain't gonna lie.
Dope. This Saturday. So Jay, you had experience of playing this game a few times.
Ooh.
I went to it as much as possible. Lauren's seen it up close.
I've seen it up close.
Let's see. Okay, first off, you played in it, but give me a scale rating. First off, Jay, you played in it though. So from a 1 to 10, what was your heart rate at? Let's say on game day, not even a whole week leading up to it, just on game day. What was your heart rate up on game day, ASU versus JSU Classic? Where are you at?
Man, my heart was at 10. Man, it's a rivalry. It's a rivalry game.
Yeah.
You know, you got the school down the street pulling up, man, or we coming to them. But man, it's a lot of hostility, emotions rising. You know, players, getting real hype. Coaches trying to calm down, but coaches can't calm down.
The coaches be lit too.
And man, it was 1 year. We was doing warm-ups. We would come out there. So like how the NFL guys, they was warm up and stuff before the team warm up. So a lot of guys, I would be out there doing my, my spiritual warm up and stuff. Yeah. And other guys would warm up too. And man, and one of JSU guys came coming down the field. Man, they jogging. And I see our DM, Mike Brooks, man. He was like, man, what you doing, man? Get that mess out of here. Man,
it was on.
I also was 10 more JSU Tigers come through. Then you see 10 more Braves come through? Then you see 15 more Tigers come through? I was like, oh man, it's about to get down.
So y'all always on the field pregame?
Always on the field pregame. And it's like, man, it was a point where our coaches had to break it up because it was about to get nasty, like right there. Like people all up each other's faces, about to throw a punch. I'm just like, man, it's about to get on it.
What did you think when you saw the stadium field capacity, whatever number it was? What was that like when you got to? Because you're on the field, got to look.
You're
up.
on the field.
Yes.
What was that like?
Tell me about that.
What was that like?
It felt like an actual college game. It felt like the games that we see on TV, the big schools that we see on TV. How it felt just like that, and I'm just like, man, this atmosphere is amazing.
Yeah,
everybody on their feet, both sides, man. The bands got everybody on their feet dancing and stuff.
Shout out to SOD,
man, and they had that same rocking.
Speaking of SOD, man, recently lost one of the Golden Girls, Theo, Zeta, also a member of Zeta sorority as well. Just shout out to her family and all her sisters and Golden Girl sisters and sorority sisters. They put on for this weekend. ASU did a dope tribute to Theo at halftime. Unlike anything else I've ever seen. Like I said, it was so dope. So again, shout out to her, man.
Yes,
lost a classmate. And but so Lauren, your first experience at the Classic, what was it like?
Man, okay, so the Alcorn, like I didn't understand. I had never been to Alcorn before.
For those that don't know, the school's about 45 minutes away, like from Sac to Stockton, pretty much, right?
Yes,
so we're right down the road.
I would say it's on the level of like St. Mary's, Grant. You know, D2 rivals, they hate each other. You know what I'm saying? But we live in the same state, right? In vicinity. But so I remember the day of the game, like. We had practice extremely early.
Yep,
always.
Was
a typical Saturday. Like coach was like, we still gonna get practice, but like,
y'all go to the game.
We got to be suited and booted. And I remember everybody on the energy of like, I gotta have my finest. Like I don't know if you ever been to a HBCU, but I'm gonna tell you, they coming in suits, full face of makeup, lashes. They come in like it is a fashion show.
Guys and the girls, indoor and outdoor,
basketball,
everything.
Single event. Yep. You get what I'm saying? So we go to the game. It is sold out. Capacity.
Crazy.
Like it's crazy. Basketball, you know, every athlete, every team got an area, right? So we close to the field, and I'm just like, it's a battle between student body government. It's a battle between the basketball teams. It's a battle between the band. It's a battle between the cheerleaders. It's a battle between like on the field. It's the after game show that went crazy. I'm like, I never experienced staying after the football.
The fifth quarter
going crazy. Like my mind was blown. And then I got it on basketball. Like, so we play Alcorn, right? Mind you, Wednesday night, the promoters has already got this club, and now you in Jackson, you all got the same privilege, right?
Yeah.
You getting in anywhere,
free, everywhere,
for free.
Yeah.
So all week, everybody's like, we play Alcorn on this day. It's about to be crazy, and I never saw our band in the gym
until that game,
bro.
Super loud.
When I tell you they came and showed, you think the football game was bad? I'm talking sold out tickets on the sidelines. Like we got a pretty nice stadium, so it's filled to capacity. Like everybody from Alcorn is there. Like there is a section, a sea of purple. Like there's no like we ain't coming out here. They travel deep. You know what I'm saying? And so the game was crazy. Like coach was like, I don't care about any other games on the season. We gotta beat Alcorn. Like I don't care about no other games. And then I will say my worst experience was at Alcorn as a player. My freshman year, you know, we warming up. And, you know, you get a little talk. But when I tell you them Alcorn fans, them Braves, boy, they knew my mama's name, my granddad's name. They knew where my mama was originally from. They knew my GPA and my SAT score. When I tell you, no, listen, they was going so hard on my teammates. I was trying not to make eye contact. So they ain't say nothing about me. I was like, this is a hostile environment, bro, to play in.
Did you foul out? Anybody foul out?
Oh, of course you had a couple foul outs.
So you know,
of course you had a couple foul outs.
So when that happened, when I first heard that, I said, what are they doing? They was like left, right, left. I was like, what are they doing? Left, right. I said, oh, everybody in the gym went nuts.
Wildest fans for sure.
And don't make it the long walk if you foul on the other end and your bench is super far.
Oh my God,
they chop it up the whole way, left, right.
Like there's no other experience. Like I feel like just we're excellent in everything, right? Like everybody thinks like Duke is crazy. Like they have wild fans. Like okay, so just for example, I've been to Auburn, Alabama. Okay. I've been to Jackson State, Alcorn. Okay. I'm just gonna tell you, the energy is unmatched at that HBCU. The level of roastivity that we have amongst ourselves, like they was coming out with some real jokes that I was just like, please, Goody, don't laugh. Don't laugh.
Because once you laugh, they got you.
They got you. They at the free throw line. They in your head.
And you know, you really can't laugh. You just
you really have.
You gonna break character.
But like nobody prepared us for that, right? We playing all these road games, and I'm like, I never been there before.
Man.
So when I'm coming, I'm just like, whoa, my God, like.
So, as we know, Coach Prime, aka Dion, is there just going on this Saturday. What is they're 6-0? No, 7-0 right now?
Yeah.
7-1.
7-1, but
undefeated.
Right now Alcorn is 6-2 or 4 or 6-2 or 5-2 in the conference play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but they're 6-4 overall.
I believe this game still has a little weight on it. Am I correct? Because
there's a lot of weight. There's not a little bit of weight. There's a lot of weight
Jackson,
on it.
you know what I mean? It's a possibility Jackson State already solidified the SWAC East.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
But now it's a chance for Alcorn, if it works out, somebody will have to lose for them to get a chance to win the SWAC West.
Yes,
There's
sir.
Jaylen, let us know what's up, man. I think you know a little bit. What's up, man?
Who has to lose? Or
obviously PV's in first. Prairie
View. Yeah. We just took them down, by the way.
Shout out to PV.
Yesterday.
Yeah, shout out to PV.
But you took a loss yesterday. Sorry.
They did take that L. So the next SWAC game that Prairie View has is Valley. Now Valley has been keeping a lot of games close this year. Valley is not.
I think
not
Valley's
a
tough,
team.
but I'm taking PV. I think they'll be able to withstand.
Yeah, I'm also taking PV, but the scenario is so the Braves have to beat the Tigers, obviously.
Obviously.
You know. And then Prairie View has to beat Valley. Now, if Valley beats Prairie View and Alcorn wins, then Alcorn goes to the
So we need
championship.
Alcorn to win.
Yes.
Valley take care of business against Prairie View.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a tough. That's a tough assignment.
That's adding even more.
Juice
to the juice, right?
Yep.
So Lauren, since you're a graduate of Jackson State, and right now you follow your school heavy, what is your overall? Let's get your view on what impact, because Jackson State, all of SWAC schools have been prevalent, have been there, but now the light, as we're in front of these lights right now, that Deion Sanders has brought to the HBCU, how beneficial do you feel it has been overall?
It's been 10 toes beneficial. Look at how the success rate in such a short time. I say the biggest part about it is he's preaching it within.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so now you have a ripple effect. I was very nervous about Shador taking over at the quarterback position. He's a true freshman.
He's tough, though.
That loss that we took, he struggled. You know what I'm saying? He's having freshman struggles. But he also gives me, like, LaMelo Ball vibes. Of
hey, that's a good way to put it.
He is willing to take anything on his shoulders, and he's willing to execute the vision of his dad, which impacts players.
But I was going to say, he grew up in that environment. His dad was a high school coach, though, too, so he's kind of known, like, big lights, limelights.
But that even more makes me be validity in your success and what you're saying. Yes. And what you're saying. Because this is why. There's a quarterback, I'm not going to lie. I think the quarterback from Whitney should go to Jackson State. Smiley, I hope you're hearing me. I think he should go to Jackson State, but this is why. If a coach is willing to pour that much love into a quarterback, and that is his son, but that makes me be more passionate about sending my son there.
My next
you get what I'm
question,
saying?
though,
like, that love is authentic from Coach Prime.
I did an interview for a gentleman that plays on the team right now, actually. I'm released that Friday. This Friday coming up, I'll release the audio. However, the way it's looking to me, my opinion, I don't think Coach Prime will be there anymore. Because I believe he's going to take that TCU offer and then take his sons with him.
Oh, man.
Jay, go ahead, Jay.
I
what you think, Jay?
I disagree with that. But what you think, Jay?
Okay. Well, money talks.
There you go.
But, you know.
But you don't think he was offered more money before?
You know, so here's the thing about.
Just think about his media money he turned down, all the opportunity, and he's still getting in his bag, but he's getting in his bag away so he could be a Jackson State.
I see what Coach Prime is doing. He's building a foundation for him. For him, and he's building JSU up. He's building himself
right?
Up.
Yeah,
and so he putting these boys on his stage, on his big time stage every week, and it's showing. And and it's growing more people that's seeing him like, okay, he's really handling business at JSU, and it's like, well, can he handle business at a bigger school?
Jay, that's what I'm thinking. And you say money talks, right? We understand. He could be get the endorsement deals.
He can make millions.
Money. But however,
he's choosing to be at Jackson State for a reason.
But I think also build a portfolio too. Let's think about it, because long term, as you know, that TSU, Texas money is not. They can't compete with that. Even from, they can say it, they can do. But
I think his hand
has a place in Texas too.
No,
I agree with you.
He's been there. Yeah,
but I'm saying his hand isn't, and this is just from seeing him and observing him. I don't think he's moving predicated off money. You get what I'm saying?
No.
Okay. I think one of my mentors just told me. He said, "Goody." He said, "You got to move for what God is calling you."
So
to do.
that I definitely watching Prime, watching the interviews. He always leads by that first.
Yes,
but
and I feel like based off what he has around him, and how he can move, you can't. Like, this is the thing: a bigger situation is great, but now I have to play to their agenda.
Yes,
I have to meet this protocol, and I think if he goes to another HBCU, I would be surprised. But again, the reason why he's at Jackson State was on the cusp of being one of those Power 5 as far as like known as a Clark, a Hampton, a Grambling who's more known out here, a FAMU who's more known. They were on the precipice of it. Why? Because Walter Payton went to that school.
Right. The names,
and so that just catapulted him taking that stance. I think he's locked in for the next 4. At least with his son. I think he's going to develop his son. Or maybe he may come out as
being
his
a freshman, though.
He may come out his junior year.
This is my coaching hat coming in right now. Yes, he leads with his heart, but also, right, his home is in Texas. Like, people want to go home, right?
Yeah.
There, but also, I know my son's a freshman. He's already there, right? He gets a redshirt year. We transfer a redshirt year. Plays 2 years. That I get my son top 5 draft pick. Like, Deion knows what the ropes are. Like,
but I think he's more. I think he is at a point to prove, right? It's different from what the possibilities is.
Yeah.
And that's why I said 3 to 4 years, right? Because he's trying to prove a point. He's on a mission right now to prove that a HBCU quarterback can get to the next level. Yeah. Who else is he going to prove that with?
Yeah.
I will say this. Here's my theory. I will say he will win. Well, he's going to try to win two SWAC championships. And do the Celebration Bowl or do the AP Top 25 playoffs.
Oh,
I think once he accomplishes those,
you take that off the list, right?
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't. If we get that, just say we beat you guys, and we get in that, I still don't think we're to that level yet, and that's gonna have a little fire under it.
I honestly, me and my homeboy, we talked about the SWAC against the Big Sky. We talked about it. No, football wise.
Yeah.
We talked about football, and I was like, he said, we'll put it in perspective that when you was playing, I was like, well, at the time I seen Sac State struggling, when I was there, when I was back in Alcorn. So I was like, yeah, I would take a
SWAC school right now, over a Big Sky school.
Yes, no doubt, no doubt.
Because of physicality.
Yes, and people, and I try
physicality and speed. Those dudes, I don't care what you say, those dudes are still from Alabama, Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, Georgia, Florida. So I'm just saying, like, we're a little soft. We're a little soft compared to the rest of the world.
I would say this: California is very known for athletes to finesse.
Yeah,
we can very finesse sports, but when it comes to just straight physicality. Down south got it.
Down south got us beat by far.
So
by far.
Overall, though, how would you, or if somebody's listening right now, that's interested in going to a HBCU, give me 2 things from each of you guys you would just put out there like they need to go experience. What would it be to help persuade them to attend the HBCU?
Black love and black excellence.
Oh. Dang, that was good.
She went deep real quick.
She went deep.
She got in there. Okay.
Those are my.
What about
2.
you, Jay? Something they need to, you can tell them to get them to go there, persuade them. If you were recruiting, what would you tell them?
Honestly, I would tell them that it's gonna build you to have more patience. It's gonna build you to realize that you can do a lot more things than just being at home and really explore your life. Really. Have the opportunity to take time, and that's what I had. That's what I had. I had time, when I was out here in Sacramento. I didn't have time. Everything was fast paced.
Yeah.
It's fast city. Everything's fast. When I went to Mississippi, everything was way slower.
And that was one thing they said. They was like, how can you be practicing, have a research job on campus? I said, in California, we move quick. It's like, you talk so fast. I said, no, y'all move too slow. Like,
Yes.
E40, I'm like, y'all, I said, we California, man, like, we move fast. We can multitask.
Especially in Mississippi.
Oh, we can go out there and do everything.
You
bro.
know what really, it really warmed my spirit. People would stop and say hello.
Oh,
Yes.
man. Jay, that's the one thing, like,
heartwarming.
it's like, it's okay to speak to somebody you don't know and just say hi. Like, that's comforting in a
But
way.
even
like,
at the like Burger King and the McDonald's,
No matter where you're
like, you're getting greeted with, hey man, like you're getting greeted with love.
Facts.
And that's something that's just naturally organic, I feel like, in our people.
Yes.
And so you don't get that on a regular basis, especially in California. Like,
Yeah, out
everything
here.
is tension. What block you from? What area? You know what I'm saying? Like,
And it don't
it's
gotta
so
be
much.
that. And
It don't have to be
yeah.
that. And so that's why I said those two things of like, you genuinely get black love. Like, they want
Yes.
you to succeed because you wear those colors. They want you to
Man.
succeed because you're a black person. They don't even differentiate that you're a black person. They all want you to be excellent.
Yeah, you'll be able to, if you were anything black college anywhere, if you see somebody went to the black college, it's like, I
It's
see
love.
you. Or I was in the gym, I remember years ago, 24 Hour Fitness, had my Alcorn. He was like, I went to Alcorn. I said, what? It was over. It
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
hey, young man, here's my number. If
Yeah.
you need something, call me. I was like, I'm in the gym working out. He was like, but had that person.
It was
like,
that same. I just
you know?
was telling JT off air. I was like, when I went to homecoming, I was extremely ecstatic to see so many other HBCU grads in the line with us at the airport,
Yes.
coming
Yeah.
out of Sacramento, like, and in that same energy of
Yeah.
like, I saw somebody from Alcorn. We looked at each other. I had all Jackson State on the plane. I was like, we looked, and then when we got to, we can't fly to no spot, so we get to Houston. Our entire flight, except maybe 4 people, was
Going to
Jackson
Jackson.
State.
Wow. That's crazy.
So it was like, we singing, we all family once we get
That
there.
energy
so
is different.
That energy is different.
A lot of people don't know that it's a lot of people from black colleges out here in Sacramento. It's
A lot.
It's a ton. Like,
You
so
just gotta just run
so
into
JT is one of my. I think we spoke on a panel like maybe
Oh, yeah,
8 years ago
yeah.
at Sac High, and we were the only HBCU.
Wow.
I think
grads on
now,
that.
though, with this platform, I
Man,
know we can
did you
link
just
people
see
like,
Jason from Grant?
oh, yeah, yeah,
He went
yeah.
to Bethune-Cookman. I mean,
Hey.
I gave him mad love for
Yeah.
that. I thought that was dope.
So I think I think we'll be able to use this platform and get that going. All right, so I think I know y'all answer this next question, but I'm gonna ask anyway. What's the outcome from this game? And give me the score. Since you in football anyway,
Nah, I
you
can't.
deep. I want you to give me the score
I'm giving
too.
Jackson State by a touchdown. I think it's going to be an amazing game. I think honest to God, Alcorn's going to pull a lot out of us. But I just, based off how the season is going, I think they've been facing adversity more and more and more. We haven't been winning games pretty. We haven't been blowing out people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we haven't been this prestige that we have over our name. I think we've been in some dog fights. So I think Alcorn is going to push us to the limit, but I'm taking at least Jackson State by 7.
Oh,
What's up?
7. Dang.
What about you, Jay?
All right, so if my thing is Alcorn win by a field goal. Alcorn win by a field goal, but here's the thing. So both schools have been starting off slow. Both teams been starting off real slow, and I mean they don't start rolling. You know, they like an old Cadillac. They don't start rolling until the third quarter. You know, so it's gonna be a battle. But it's honestly, in that atmosphere, is going to be who going to make the less mistakes.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
it happens. You know, my time there, you know, it was games, you know, the games that we played against Jackson State, you know, we made some mistakes, and that's how they were winning. You know, but it's all about who going to make the less mistakes.
How do you feel like this week off is going to impact both teams?
It's for one, it's either they're going
Because
to
Jackson State just came off a nail biter.
Yeah.
What was y'all last game?
Same.
They both played last week. Yeah, they both
Yeah.
played last
Nail
week.
biters?
It was
This was a close one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who'd y'all play last week?
Prairie View.
Prairie View.
They was
Okay.
up big
Okay.
and they came back. One
Came back.
got to stop at the end of the game, man.
I'm
or
saying
fumble.
low scoring too.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like if you say by 3, I'm saying I think it might be a 28,
20-something, yep.
21.
Yeah.
Like something like that, or a 21-14 or something. I think it's going to be low score because I think the defenses are going to be locked
hope
in.
so.
Yeah, and I also got Jackson State either winning by 2 touchdowns. You know,
they
but
legit.
you know, my boy Felix Hopper, man.
Hey, if the left hand man, that dude left. He's so cold.
so that's crazy. Felix Hopper,
cold.
I saw, I met him when he was a freshman.
Okay.
When we was all on the same team, but he was a freshman.
Yeah,
And man,
you saw it in him.
man, at practice, dog, he was throwing the rock. I said, man, watch, he gonna be that guy. He was short. He was tiny, but he got some height on him now. I like, man, he gonna be that guy, and he is that guy because he trains with NFL guys. I mean,
yeah.
You know, he trains with NFL guys. He gets a job done. Yeah. You know, but I just think, you know, people don't give him enough credit.
That's all right. He will this Saturday, baby.
Yeah.
I anticipate him like. The big thing about it, let's just evaluate as a coach mindset, right? Like, we ain't really stopped a lot of key players. We've had some games where we've been able to minimize them. But I think the biggest difference is like playing in spring helped us a lot because we kind of got some of those wrinkles out and kind of, you know what I'm saying? We got some continuity. And then again, like we said, just like we watched Coach Prime all throughout high school when he was in Texas. When you got NFL guys around and you are changing the culture to that mentality, I think that's the biggest elevation, right? And so now when you get that mentality to work at a higher speed, it's just like a high school kid. We try to teach them to play at that D1 level. Why? Because the speed is different. I think they're working at that speed level. Now once they get recruits that match that, we'll see a longer line of success. But I think like this is just the first year of really having a full season and like getting his feet wet and what he can really do in the SWAC.
All right, so before we end the show, real quickly, getting up out of here because we're going to do a part 2 after Saturday. Come back. Give me you guys triple threat. So basketball, dribble, pass, shoot. We know that, right? But just in life in general. If you could tell anybody something, your triple threat in general. Give me your triple threat, Lauren.
I'm going to say always believe in yourself. That's number 1. Be confident in everything you do and protect your inner peace.
Jaylen, what about you, triple threat?
I always say this: life is simple. We just make it hard. So you know, try to keep everything simple. I know nobody's not perfect, but try to make the right decisions. You know, but if you have opportunities, do take it. You know, don't sit there and linger, and always have a mindset of you want to be better. Don't sit there and try to be average.
Got it.
You know,
got it.
Determination.
That was good.
Yeah,
that's what's up. So y'all heard it right here first. 94 Feet with Coach JT, Jaylen and Lauren, Alcorn State, JSU alumni. So that means we took care of business down there.
That degree means something, huh?
Yeah, got that paperwork too, right? So we all the way official. So please subscribe to the podcast. Watch the game this weekend. Yeah, we finna turn up, man. Jackson State, Alcorn State. It's gonna be a good time no matter what, though.
One of the most lit games. Is it on ESPN?
It should be on ESPN this weekend.
Okay, y'all better make sure y'all watch.
It means everything, so make sure y'all just watch. Support your HBCUs.
Yeah, Coach McNair against Deion Sanders.
Oh, there you go. So for sure, Eric man. Shout out to Eric McNair, man. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. man. Right? One of the dopest quarterbacks, one of the best players ever to come out of Alcorn. Again, just HBC love in general, man. It's nothing but love. No matter where we at, no matter what you see, it's all love, man. Because we all been on that grind, man. So this is Coach JT.
Shout out to all my other HBCU coaches in Sacramento, man. We got some head coaches out there. Reggie Harris out there at Intercom. It's a couple of you over there at Kennedy. It's a lot of us out here, man. Just go find us. I promise you that.
Yes, sir. 94 Feet with Coach JT. Tap in with me. We out. As I play my theme song, as we get out of here, she ain't gonna like it, but I'm finna play it again
here
anyway.
We go.
All right, we out. Peace.
I had to
we out of here.
Hey.
Little salt.
Yeah.
We good. We out, baby.
JSU rocks the house.